Today, I want to talk about lying and the effects it can have on our daily lives and our relationships. And I want to talk about this because I struggled a lot with lying when I was younger. It started in elementary school, and as I got into middle school, it continued to be a bad habit. I'm embarrassed to say it now, but I would lie about really insignificant things, and I would also lie about really important things. I got caught up in this terrible habit where I would make up stories or I would exaggerate and embellish on the truth. These lies were always about me and my own life. I don't really ever remember lying about others, just about myself and the things I did. So here's an example from middle school. I was out skiing with a friend, and she mentioned having gone to Breckenridge and Vail in Colorado to ski for a family vacation. And I just said, "Oh yeah, I've been there too," even though I had never been to either of those places. Now, I had been to Steamboat in Colorado to ski, and my parents had skied in Vail, but I didn't go along. I had skied in the mountains of Colorado, which was pretty awesome by itself, but still felt this need to make my life sound more exciting. In those days before social media, it's not like she could go back and see that I hadn't actually been to those places. I also liked to exaggerate on stories. I would start with the truth and take it a little bit further and a little bit further until the story was really embellished and no longer truthful. But over time, people began to notice. I would tell a friend group a story, and then another friend group the same story with a few different details, and there would sometimes be someone in both groups who would call me out. When I look back, I see that many of my lies and exaggerations were just a reflection of my insecurities. I lied because I thought it would help me fit in, and I would also lie to get attention. I lied because I was insecure about myself and because I didn't think people would like me for who I was. I am also a very competitive person, and so at times I felt the need to one-up my friends or try to impress a boy that I had a crush on. I didn't realize the consequences or that the lies would eventually come back to bite me. People aren't dumb, that is for sure what I learned. It's only a matter of time before people started to see through my lies. I look back now and it really saddens me that I did all of that lying. I got caught up in it and I didn't know how to get out of it. Not everything I said in those days was a lie, of course, but it really added up over time. People couldn't trust me, and that is not a good place to be. I knew I needed to make some changes in my life. And when I finally stopped lying, it was in college. I exaggerated a story to someone and then went back to them and apologized and gave them the true story. Seeing the look on her face, I knew that she was surprised but grateful that I had told her the truth. Going through that experience of having to go back and correct myself made me never want to tell a lie ever again. I realized that I needed to start thinking before I spoke because that was so embarrassing to have to admit that I had lied. So I share these stories with you today because I want to be vulnerable. No matter what age you are, elementary, teenage, adult, lying is something that we have to be aware of. We need to be careful about what we say. And I know that I am not alone in this. There are a lot of people who struggle with this. Some people would argue that lying is human nature. A 2021 study by the University of Wisconsin in La Crosse found that lying is common. 75% of survey respondents told up to 2 lies per day. This really shocked me. Lying was a problem for me when I was younger, but I have now outgrown it. I still have moments where I'll catch myself exaggerating. I'll have to correct myself. But I think as human beings, we need to do better. 2 lies per day is still a lot. And if most people are lying on average of twice per day, I know most of you watching this video can see yourselves in these stories. I know I'm not alone in this. I recorded this video because I want to help. By sharing something embarrassing in my life, I can help you. And it's my goal to save someone else from the embarrassment and shame of the destructive pattern that lying created in my life. So let me tell you, even if it seems harmless, lying isn't worth it. People figure it out, and you will eventually build a reputation for not being trustworthy. Lying can also ruin relationships. So if you're catching yourself lying a lot, I encourage you to take a step back. Ask yourself, why am I doing this? How is this going to benefit me in the long run? What will happen if I'm caught in this lie? Be honest with others and be honest with yourself. That's the first step in overcoming the bad habit of lying. And know this, you don't have to lie. You're a great person just as you are. Be confident in who you are and the value you bring. You don't have to make things up to look better to others, and you don't have to exaggerate to get attention. You don't need to spread lies about others to make yourself look better. It's simply not worth it. Remember, you are enough. You have value and worth just as you are. So thanks for tuning in to this week's video. Leave me a comment if this is something that you resonate with or have experienced. When we're open and honest with each other, that will help us all get to the next phase of overcoming this bad habit. See you next time.